Hello there, Ray here, and have you guys ever bumped into a cobweb and noticed how slow you go? But how slow exactly is going through a cobweb? And is there anything else that is slower? In today's video guys, we're going to be answering the question, how slow can you actually move in the game Minecraft? And how you can use this to troll your friends, forcing them to walk down extremely slow tunnels. And don't forget to go ahead and subscribe because I make tons of videos like this, and I have a playlist with over 100 videos all about tricks and glitches for survival Minecraft, which you can find down in the description. In the past, I've shown the fastest way to travel in Minecraft as well as some of the craziest ways to get about all in survival. So today we're going to be looking at the slowest ways. What we have here is a testing area where we can see how fast a player can move through a wide variety of blocks. So in order for us to know which one of these is the slowest, we need to know actually how fast the player is moving. So we have a couple different helpful tools to allow us to do that. CheaterCodes made this command block which keeps track of the forward movement of the player. And then he does a little bit of math in order to make it a number to be quite precise. It's illustrated as the scoreboard on the right hand side of the screen. If we just go ahead and stand here, another helpful tool we have is a command that just aligns us to the center of a block and also face straight in one direction. Obviously, if you just started to walk against a wall, you could pretty much walk at no speed whatsoever, but we'll be walking with a clear destination in mind. Now if we go ahead and press forward, this is normal walking speed. The scoreboard on the side will level off and you can see it's around 8,630. I've also installed a mini hub, which is a mod I've never used before, but it's very helpful in showing the speed in which the player is moving. It's kind of small, but it's in the top left corner. So the speed right now, if I press forward, is 4.3 meters per second. And a meter is just one block. In case you're wondering what sprinting is, let's go ahead and give it a try. It is 5.6 meters per second. So for sprint jumping, it's a little bit different because you also have speed going up as well as down. But all we care about is the speed in one direction. The speed does move up and down, but on average, it looks about 6.9 meters per second. So this gives us a good idea of what some of the normal speeds players walk at. One of the easiest ways to make a player walk slower is to make them walk over different blocks which are quite slow. So we got lime blocks, soul sand, we got honey blocks, we even got some blue ice here to test. So for each of these tests, we're just going to press forward, not sprinting. You can see we are at 1.3 meters per second for the slime. Now let's try the honey. Once we got into the honey block, you can see it shows up as 2.5. So right off the bat, we can see that slime blocks are actually way slower than honey blocks. Then there's soul sand. We are moving at 2.5 meters per second. So soul sand and honey blocks are actually exactly the same. Now let's test the blue ice, which is a little bit different than normal blocks. We're running at 4.3 meters per second. So it's exactly the same as if walking on normal blocks. Now in the past, you could put ice underneath of soul sand to make it even more slower. So here we got some normal ice underneath of soul sand, and let's go ahead and test it. You can see we're moving exactly at 2.5 meters per second. So it's exactly the same with or without ice. They changed it so ice no longer plays effect. Now besides blocks that you can walk on which make you go slow, there's also blocks that you can walk through that make you go slow. So there's stuff like cobwebs, lava, water. We also got some stuff like vines and berry bushes to test out. And the slowing properties of these can be added up with these. Let's figure out which one is the slowest out of these guys. Let's compare water with lava. So going through water, we're moving at 1.9 meters per second. And for lava, it's considerably lower. It's at 0.78. Now moving through cobwebs makes us move at 0.49 meters per second. So that is even slower than the lava, which is by far the slowest out of these three. Let's go ahead and just do some other quick tests like vines and berry bushes. Berry bushes are 1.5. The new 1.16 vines are 3 meters per second. And normal vines are also 3 meters per second. So the slowest block to walk on top of is slime block, and the slowest block to walk through is cobwebs. So let's combine the two. Here we got cobwebs plus slime and see how slow this makes us go. And we are moving at an extremely slow speed of 0.20 meters per second. So how does this compare to just slime as well as webs on their own? The cobwebs reduce the player's speed by 88%, and the slime blocks reduce the player's speed by 69%. And the cobwebs plus the slime reduce the player's speed by 95%. But can the player go any slower than this? The answer is yes. So if the player goes ahead and instead of doing a normal walk, decides to crouch while walking, the speed is drastically reduced. We're only moving at 1.29 meters per second. This is a 70% reduction in speed just by crouching. Let's give this a try in our testing area. We're going to be holding forward, plus we're also going to be holding crouch. And we are moving at a sluggish speed of 0.062 meters per second. This is a 98.5% decrease in your normal walking speed. Is this the slowest speed which a player can move at? The answer is no, because we have things called shields in the game of Minecraft. They'll reduce your movement speed by a lot. Let's go ahead and test this compared to just holding crouch. Holding shield and pressing forward, and we are moving at 0.86 meters per second. So compared to crouching, it is even slower yet. And there's other things that can make you do this slow moving, like having a bow charged, having a trident charged, even just eating food. All these make you move very, very slow. So let's give it a try. We got our webs, our slime. We're going to be holding crouch. We're also going to be holding a shield up, and we are moving at the sluggish speed of 0.012. It's so stinking slow you can hardly see that we're even moving. This is a 99.7% reduction in your speed from normal walking to this. That is completely and utterly insane how slow that is. Is there anything that can make you go slower in a game of Minecraft? The answer is yes. There's stuff called Slowness Potions which can give you a slowness effect. There's 3 different slowness effects that you can apply using these. We got Slowness 1, which is a 15% reduction in speed. We got Slowness 4, which is a 60%. And we got Slowness 6, which is a 90% reduction in speed. And this is through the Potion of Turtle Master, which gives you slowness and resistance. Let's try the slowest of the slowness potions. And we are moving at only 0.43 meters per second. That is twice as slow as using a shield while walking. So let's put this all together. We got our cobwebs, we got our slime blocks, we got our shield here. We'll be in crouching, and we'll also drink this potion all at once. So drink the potion, align ourselves, crouch, hold the shield, and move forward. Now I am pressing forward, but you can clearly see the speed is not moving. That is not good. We're actually so slow we can't even move forward. Doesn't matter how long I hold this forward, it does not make any progress whatsoever. We are completely stuck in one area. That is insane. So we went from going really slow to actually being completely stopped by these compounding effects. So 0 meters per second, that is with the crouching, the shield, the slowness 6, as well as the cobwebs and the slime blocks. So surely this must be the slowest you can move in Minecraft. And the answer is no. So how can you possibly go slower? We already tried some of the slowest things in each of the categories. After hours of working on stream, which I stream every Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we came up with a lot of other types of tests to possibly make a slower method of moving. This was done during my snapshot testing stream, where we open up a new world and the viewers can join the server and test out new things like this with me. Make sure you follow me on social media so you get notified when we go live. Big thanks to everybody who joined us during the last testing stream, where we came up with all these cool ideas. Now, some other ideas that were tested during stream is like moving up against honey blocks, because like the top of them are kind of slow. So it was thought that maybe we can like move between a cobweb and a honey block to make it even slower yet. But actually the sides of honey blocks don't have any slowness whatsoever. If you like fall down on them, then they can make you move down slowly, but if you walk beside them, they do not. Speaking of falling, if you wonder what is the slowest way to fall, this is it. We got cobwebs over there, we got honey blocks here, and we got water sources in the center. And if I press up against this side like this, and I go into survival mode, you can see I'm actually not moving at all. So it's possible to be so slow at falling that you're not actually moving. And technically my player isn't like standing on any blocks, but it doesn't work for like getting crits because you can't be touching blocks in order to do that. Now you can also go into a lighter mode, which puts you down small and you do move more slowly. So if we go forward in this mode, we are moving at 1.295 meters per second. And 1.29 is the same as crouching. We also tried flowing lava, which now in Windows 16 has the ability to push entities backwards. But a step like this, you can see that we have to kind of reset the lava every so often because it can only reach so far. We also tested lava and cobwebs put into one. Because the player is too high, he can technically be in 2 different blocks at once. This one has a normal floor, but we have lava and cobwebs. Press forward, we are moving at 0.098 meters per second. Now if we compare this to just the cobwebs, which is 0.4, or the lava, which is 0.7, you can see this is clearly a lot slower. So why didn't we use lava plus cobwebs in this test right here? And this is because of the effect of slowness. So if we give ourselves that Turtle Master potion, which is extremely slow, and we go ahead and press forward, we're moving at 1.96 meters per second. And this is because the slowness effect doesn't work so well when you're in liquids. So once I leave this water, notice how I slow way up, went from 1.9 all the way down to 0.43. And the 1.9 speed is just a normal speed of water. So the slowness effect had no effect on us. So you either have to choose between using liquids to slow the player down or using a slowness potion. So even without slowness potions, since they have no effect on this one, can we get the same results as all these effects? Make us go as slow as 0 meters per second. So we got our cobwebs, we got our lava, we got the slime blocks underneath, we got our shield, we got our crouching, we also got our potion, which we're not going to use because it's useless in here. Let's go ahead and give this a try. Holding crouch forward and the shield up, and we're not moving at all. We're at 0 meters per second without even using the Turtle Master potion. So which one is slower? Because they're both 0 meters per second, it's hard to tell which one's exactly slower. So what we can do is remove something that they both have in common, and then we can keep doing this until the player is actually moving forward and then see which one is the slowest. So they both have cobwebs and slime blocks, so if we remove those, what we're left over here is just lava. And what we're left with over here is just an empty walking lane. And of course, both of them will have the other effects added as well. Let's first try this out with the normal walking lane. We're also going to be using the shield, the crouch, as well as the Turtle Master. So with all these applied, we are moving at 0.012. So let's do the same thing, except we'll also be moving through lava. So this here is our normal lava one, and let's move forward. And we are moving at 0.024 meters per second. So even though lava isn't as slow as using a slowness 6 potion, flowing lava is actually going to be pushing you. So here we got set up where we have flowing lava, it's alternating so that it doesn't matter where you're at, and here in the center, it'll always be pushing you backwards. We also got the slime there, we got the cobwebs above it, we have some blocks above it which just keep you in the crouching mode. If we go ahead and give this a try, we're trying to push forward and all this stuff, and we are moving 0 meters per second. We're not moving backwards, we're not moving forwards. This is because lava actually doesn't really push you like you would think it would. If I go into lava, I'm just standing here. I'm actually not moving backwards whatsoever. If I tap backwards a little bit, you'll see I start moving backwards. But if I tap forward at any point, I'll actually just stay put exactly inside the lava like before. Same thing if you push like sideways or even forwards. Push the opposite direction, you will not be moved by the lava whatsoever. So when you're inside of the lava and you're pushing forward, the lava itself is going to have no effect on you. If you drop like right down into the lava, it also doesn't push you at all. You can also see this effect applied to mobs. These mobs aren't getting moved by lava at all, but once the mob kind of gets nudged a little bit, you'll see the lava takes effect. This could be seen as a bug, but this actually prevents the lava from doing anything when the player is pushing forward. So with moving lava out of the question, what is left for us to test? The guys tested other things like players writing different types of entities, but what actually makes the biggest difference is something we looked at the very beginning, ice. So ice really plays no effect when you're moving normally across it, but if we would come in here and just place a single cobweb onto the ice, notice how our acceleration is greatly brought downwards. Actually more so than even like the soul sand or slime blocks. Go ahead and give it a test. Here we got some blue ice, which is the fastest of the ice, and we just got some cobwebs on top of it. And if we just walk forward, we're moving at 0.1 meters per second. Now we switched out the blue ice with normal ice. Those are the two extremes. And we give this a test. We're moving at 0.112 meters per second. So normal ice is actually a little bit faster than blue ice. Even though blue ice is technically fast on its own, the blue ice actually enhances the slowness of the cobwebs. Kind of similar to what we've seen in the past with like ice underneath of soul sand. So if we go ahead and add crouching onto that, we're now moving at 0.033 meters per second. So if we compare that to our slime one, almost half the speed with the same requirements. And if you go ahead and also introduce a shield to it, you're moving at the sluggish speed of 0.007 meters per second. And last of all, if we add the slowness 6 to it on top of all of that, we're moving at 0 meters per second. So we're also able to reach not moving at all with this setup here. But the blue ice we can see is almost twice as slow as slime. But we never actually answer the question which we're looking for. What is the slowest that the player can move in Minecraft? And with both these methods, we're not actually moving. Let's dial it back a little bit and see if we can actually make forward progress by using not slowness 6, but let's try slowness 4. And we are still not moving here on the ice. And we're also trying this on the slime, and we're also not moving. Let's try normal slowness. Even with the normal slowness, we are not moving whatsoever. Now if we try this on the slime, we are moving a little bit. We're moving at 0.011. Now this is actually not slower than 0.007. But what if I told you guys there's actually a method of moving that is slightly faster than walking? It could potentially nudge us from moving 0 meters per second to be moving a very small amount. And this method of moving is diagonal walking. So if you're pressing just one key, you're moving in one direction. But if you also press a sideways key, you're moving in two directions. And moving in two directions is always faster than moving in one direction. As taking a diagonal to a specific location is faster than taking this direction and then this direction. So if we rotate ourselves 45-degree angle and we press both W and D at the same time, we are going to be moving at a slightly faster speed of 4.4 meters per second. Now this is faster than normal walking, which is only 4.3. Because of the extra boost, it's possible for us to get into a new category of slowest movement. So with this extra diagonal applied to the one that was once 0, we're now moving at 0.008. So it does help. We're actually moving, but we're still faster than this one, which is 0.007. Now if we apply this to the lava and cobweb setup, we are still moving at 0.008. Now we could decrease this number just by turning ourselves into a wall, and the more we're pointing into the wall, the slower we can go. So here we're at 0.006. If we turn any more into the wall, we're actually going to reach a point where it's just going to switch from 006 to just 0, like we're not moving at all. And we're actually not moving at all at this point. So it's a very fine line. Putting ourselves up against a wall isn't going to get us to our destination. So the slowest method is still 0.007, which is really close to that limit of 0.006 before it no longer even registers. The problem is with this method here of crouching, holding a shield, or even this one with slowness added, you really can't use these to troll with your friends. Let's say you have a corridor, you're trying to force your friend to go down something, maybe you're making like a map, and you really want them to struggle while going through this map. You're not going to hold a shield up to make it worse on themselves. How slow can you actually force your friends to go? So stuff like shields, bows, tridents, all that stuff, the player actually has to be holding right click to do that. So that's out of the question. Now you could make them walk through cobwebs as well as blue eyes. And you can actually force your friends to crouch. They drop down into something like this, where there is a top slab here. And if we power this piston, notice how a player automatically is put into crouch mode without me doing anything. The only way to come out of crouch mode is actually to leave this area. You can't like press crouch again. So only once you leave it will you be able to stand up again. So we can have this being applied in front of something like this, where player is forced into crouch mode. Now you're already going very, very slow. Now to make it slower, we could also apply the slowness 6 effect, which comes from Turtle Master, and it comes in a splashable throwing potion. So you can have a machine that drops these onto your friend as he's moving through it. Now the effect doesn't last very long, depending on how close you are to where the potion hits. So it would take a lot of potions to keep him in this state while he's moving across it. Now the player was in a situation, he'd be moving at 0.033 meters per second, but if you hit him with some slowness 6, he wouldn't actually be able to move whatsoever. Now even if the player attempted to sprinting does nothing, because players cannot actually sprint when they're in crouching mode. Alternatively, you could have him get pushed down into something like this. Now we have the effect of the cobweb as well as the blue eyes, but you don't have to give him potions all the time because he's also in the lava, which does a lot of slowing down of the player as well. With the lava method, they're only moving at 0.029, but they're actually able to move, and it is slower than this method over here without the slowness potions. So in summary, this is the slowest method of attempting to move forward. This is the slowest method of actually moving forward, making this 99.8% slower than normal walking. And if you really want to troll your friends, force them down a tunnel like this. Remember to share this video with your favorite Minecrafters so they can learn about these cool tricks and use them to troll others with it. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and do it now. If you'd like to see more tricks and glitches in the game of Minecraft, check out the playlist I linked down below, which has over 100 videos which you can binge watch to learn new things. If you'd like to look at this world in more detail, I have provided the world download in the description. There's also a whole bunch of other 1.16 farms here. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!